Well, since that Sonic the Hedgehog has managed to celebrate the 30th anniversary recently during the forms of yesterday, the 23rd of June, so, yeah, I wonder what should I do next. So, my phone keeps going on. Hello? Wait, you telling me there's another Sega anniversary thing just recently? Oh, what is it this time? Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Super Monkey Ball's 20th anniversary. In fact, the original Monkey Ball in the arcade just become 20 years old now. I'm not able to do this new video, so yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll try to sort this out, so yeah, best of luck for me. Right. This is going to be the second time I'm going to do this setup, but nowhere near as much, I don't think.
12 seconds later.
Okay guys, I'm back. I just managed to well, I haven't got my II costume on me, sadly, but at the very least, I've got this trusty good old banana right here, but that could be something related to that. So, hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the forms of the next installment of the My Video Game Collection video series. This time around, we are doing another anniversary special. And remember the forms of yesterday, I've pretty much tackled for the Sonic the Hedgehog's 30th anniversary special yesterday? Well, better late than never, because recently yesterday, well, according to the forms of this particular episode in mind, recently yesterday, as you can see on my laptop screen, is the Super Monkey Ball's 20th anniversary recently, ever since in the 23rd of June 2001, the same year as when Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast has been released. So, yeah, it seems a pretty cool coincidence, doesn't it? So anyways, for the original Monkey Ball in the arcade, as you probably guys should know at that point, basically that game revolves around the monkey in a ball, and you have to guide the monkey to go through labyrinth of mazes and all that stuff. Even it contains a whole bunch of stages, and in it, you're able to play as II, Mimi, and Baby, and exclusive to the console game Super Monkey Ball Gone Gone. So even then though, back in the arcade machines actually, before we get started with the actual game collection stuff, in it you're able to take control of this particular banana-shaped joystick, and you have to hold it like, well, that, as you can probably see, but I do apologize with the actual, the lighting itself is a bit bad, but I just want to let you focusing on the actual screen. So, and there's also the individual button, which actually displays the actual map. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. So, I can't even believe the series has been 20 years old recently. And thanks to Nintendo Direct in E3 this year, until when it gets to the point until October this year, that the Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is on its way on Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5, and PC is on its way, so thank you Nintendo for able to announce those, by the way. I appreciate it. But anyway, so we figured I was able to do my video game collection video based off from Super Monkey Ball series. Well, just like in the forms of yesterday's Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary, I think I might as well do the same thing for Monkey Ball as well, because much like Sonic the Hedgehog games, I'm a die-hard Monkey Ball fan. Like, I've owned every single game up to this point, but again, just like the Sonic the Hedgehog games, some exceptions due to the forms of some stuff has been removed, or some of them have completely forgotten, and also some of the, well, just removable stuff. So either way though, and as per usual, we're going to be able to be strictly get on to the forms of, well, the games themselves. And that's pretty much how this goes basically. So even then though, with that being said, and we're able to celebrate the release of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, as I said, so it's a perfect opportunity that we can do this entire collection video about this. So even then though, with that being said, let's get the monkey rolling and do the entire video game collection video all about Super Monkey Ball's 20th anniversary. So, ready, go! So, after the release of Monkey Ball for the arcade machines, we actually did manage to able to get ourselves the very first Super Monkey Ball game for the Nintendo GameCube back in 2001. Super Monkey Ball for the Nintendo GameCube. I absolutely adored this game. Especially noticeable, this is actually my very first GameCube game I've ever played, along with the forms of Sonic Mega Collection if I recall, but this might actually be the first ever GameCube game I ever played, and even owned at the same time as well. Like, the level design is so clever, and also the level themes are unique, and even the party games are especially enjoyable. Like, despite there are only 6 party games, but they're really fun, including Monkey Target and Monkey Race for its multiplayer racing, Monkey Fighting for one-on-one knockout ring kind of game, Monkey Billiards game for nice distraction, bowling, standard stuff, and finally Monkey Golf, which meaning it's like mini golf. So yeah, this game does have a lot of replayability, most notably likely 90 plus levels in this installment, and well, I just adore this game. The visuals look gorgeous even on the Nintendo GameCube, gameplay looks amazing, and the soundtrack is phenomenal, and controls very simple, especially with the GameCube controller with all these little octagonal pivot points on the control stick, so that way you can get yourself your precision going. And overall, this game is a blast to play. Definitely recommend this if you're the Super Monkey Ball beginner player. And then during in 2002, not only do we get one game, but 2 games during the same year. But for now, we'll go for the ones with the sequel. Super Monkey Ball 2 first came out in 2002 for, of course, the Nintendo GameCube. This game is the awesome sequel that's ever made, especially noticeable after the events of the first game came out in the same system. But this game is like improved in almost every single way, including the newly improved level design, make everything else a lot more massive than ever before, and also to top it off, more party games in addition to some returning ones like Monkey Race, Fight, Target, Billiards, bowling, and golf, and this time around there is regular golf. So now we have 6 new party games, including Monkey Boat Racing, Shot, Dogfight, Football, or Soccer if you lived in America, Baseball, and Tennis, which definitely deserves to be the highly replayability to the gameplay. And as a result, I absolutely enjoyed this installment, and especially noticeable that they managed to able to give this some positive reviews, and overall, this is what the speedrun community comes into play, and even especially noticeable how the fact that the community itself for Super Monkey Ball 2 mods and even ROM hacks are quite massive in particular, which as a result, this is a must-have for the GameCube, even especially to a sequel to this amazing series with the one that started it all, even though it gets a bit downhill eventually. But between Monkey Ball 1 and Monkey Ball 2, these are the true gold era of the Super Monkey Ball series, and you should definitely recommend it. Speaking of recommendable, even though it's a bit controversial, but we have ourselves the very first Super Monkey Ball handheld installment, Super Monkey Ball Jr., which is basically it's like a portable version of Super Monkey Ball 1. Even though despite the fact that it does have lesser amounts of levels compared to Super Monkey Ball the original, but what makes this game stand out to be is a very unique visual design. To be more specifically, it's almost like 3D-ish kind of gameplay, but likely you still get the usual Monkey Ball gameplay that we all know, but with the forms of less buttons, and especially noticeable that you have to use the directional pad as opposed to the control stick. So, and it does have 3 party games, like you still have Monkey Fight, Monkey Bowling, and Monkey Golf, meaning like mini golf. There's also the multiplayer in this game, but it does require the Game Boy Advance cable link. And this is actually a pretty unique game, even though it's a bit controversial for most Monkey Ball fans out there, most notably because of, the actual directional pad problems due to the forms of depth perception and stuff like that. but for its time, especially noticeable when it first came out in 2002, it looks very impressive, even on the Game Boy Advance, and you should definitely recommend it though, even if you're the Super Monkey Ball fan such as I do. Speaking of controversial, here's another game that feels a bit controversial, but it's actually been released on the obscure N-Gage mobile phone, and that's what it appears to be. Super Monkey Ball for the N-Gage. Despite it's the same name as the original game on the GameCube, but I like to call it Super Monkey Ball N-Gage because this is almost like an entirely different game, but it does borrow the exact same elements from the likes of Super Monkey Ball Jr. with the actual same gameplay and stuff like that. But the biggest differences between Junior than this is that the party games has been, well, except for monkey fights because it's usually the same thing, but only with like one environment, whilst the forms of the other two mini party games have been replaced. Like, there's no monkey bowling, no monkey golf, but at least we got ourselves monkey race and monkey target. Although, mind you, the monkey target in this version is actually one of the worst in the entire series, just because, well, landing on the target is actually where the problem starts to come in. But, before I played this, it's quite alright. I mean, not the best or not the worst either, but it's a bit strange to able to actually play us on the N-Gage. But unless how the fact of the matter is though, is that this particular game does feature lesser amounts of levels compared to the forms of the first 3 games for surely. But it's pretty much expected because of the limitations of the handheld. So yeah, that's where usually when it comes to be. So even then though, give this a try unless if you're the Super Monkey Ball fan such as myself. Although some people seem to say this is one of the worst Monkey Ball games ever. But give it a try. If you don't like it, then just skip it entirely. Before we get into the next Super Monkey Ball game, an honorable mention comes from the PlayStation 2 game, Sega Superstars. Now, despite the fact that II and the Super Monkey Ball game was on there, so that usually counts because otherwise it plays out very similar to the previous Monkey Ball games, except you have to use the toy camera control, which you can have to use motion controls by the way, in order to be able to control the game. There you have to guide II to the stage and collect bananas along the way and try to get the high score as much as you can. And of course you get like other Sega stuff you know as well, like Sonic. I've already mentioned about this during Sonic the Hedgehog game collection as a part of the forms of the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you want to check that out, then you can. So again, like I said this before, ever since the Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary game collection video, this is okay. I mean, it's not the best start in terms of Sega Superstars series. Well, unless if you really want to go for tennis and racing games instead, because this is basically a minigame compilation, so yeah, you might give us an okay shot with this. And now we're on to 2005, where basically we get ourselves a combination of Super Monkey Ball 1 and Super Monkey Ball 2, along with some new levels all in one particular package. But it only came out on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Why not the GameCube? Why? Well, because they've already got Monkey Ball 1 and 2 on the GameCube. So, what do I think about the two? Well, I actually enjoyed these. Like, you know, it used to be one of my favorite Super Monkey Ball games ever. Mainly with the forms of the Xbox version. Because the Xbox version is the more superior version of the two. Because of smooth 60 frames per second, low loading screens, and overall really damn gorgeous visuals. Like, I will have to admit though right away, the visuals look beautiful looking. Even especially noticeable with, if you ever play this on the Xbox 360, if you manage to play this on HD TV, it looks stunning to look at, even with crisp visuals and all that. PS2 version on the other hand is the worst of the two, just because of lower frame rate, and also the graphics do look a bit worse than the Xbox version here. And also I felt the actual loading times can drag on in this game. But for its time though, I think it's actually alright. Like, the PS2 version is alright, and all in all. And I think the Xbox version is the better pick of the two, just because, well, as I mentioned this earlier, 60 frames per second, and, well, you might have some enjoyable time on the Xbox version. But If you don't have the Xbox though, the PS2 version might be the only option just because of cheaper price. And plus, since the PS2 is super successful, that means that it might be your option if you decide to go for it. But personally speaking, I think the Xbox version is the best version, just to let you guys know. Also during in 2005, well technically in Japan, whilst we were able to get it until 2006, we have Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll for the DS. And as far as when I played it, I actually really enjoyed this. Even though it's more likely a compromised version of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, most notably is that some of these levels heavily borrowed from the likes of the past Super Monkey Ball games. But party games do make a return though, such as for instance that we actually got Monkey Race, and I believe Monkey Golf and Monkey Bowling. But in addition to that, oh, and also Monkey Fight as well. But it also managed to bring in 2 new party games, which is Air Hockey and the Frantic Monkey War, which does remind me like a Call of Duty game, but except it's more accurately for kids. But anyway, and yeah, this is certainly a good title, even though I will have to admit though right away, this is the last very good Super Monkey Ball game before it goes all a bit downhill until, let's just say until 2012, that it starts to get a bit better. But either way though, you should definitely recommend this, even for a Super Monkey Ball fan. Especially noticeable if you ever play this on the DS or the 3DS, then I think this might be good to go for you. Unfortunately though, when it gets to the point until later on in 2006, much like in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, the next Super Monkey Ball game is probably one of the worst of the bunch. So in this case we have Super Monkey Ball Adventure for not only for the GameCube and PlayStation 2, but also the PSP. Why? Because I'm enthusiastic about those. And what do I think about the entire game between these 3 versions as far as I've got? Well, what I've noticed is that the GameCube version is definitely the better of the 3, because obviously with the GameCube controller and stuff like that. But here's the thing though, this game itself sucks. Literally because of how the fact that the story mode is a bit confusing, and also that the controls are absolutely slippery, or the most agonizingly of them all though, is that the game will sometimes get us audio glitches, to be more specifically my copy of the GameCube version, and also the game crashes quite frequently if some speedrunners attempt to do some speedruns, for what I've noticed. And also, for what I've noticed is that the GameCube version and the PSP version has this very annoying loading times, which if you think that Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 loading times are bad, then be prepared for those 2 abominations with those loading screens. Oh, and also the PS2 version as well. Speaking of the PS2 version, you do have to force to deal with this very annoying opening up the gate mechanic, which as a result, it just magically becomes more likely a pace breaker, which, as far as I'm aware, if I go to another rotating gate, I got annoyed. So as a result, yeah, definitely this is the worst version. Although, that's not to say this is not the worst version of the game. That only goes to the PSP version. Although, the only redeemable quality about this version is that they obviously include the extra levels from the likes of, well, to be more specifically, the challenge mode that you're able to actually experience the exclusive new levels that this version only includes, whilst unlike the other 2, does not. So I have no idea why they took that out between these 2 versions here. I just have no flipping idea. But yeah, avoid this game at all costs though. Although what I've noticed is that the physics is slightly off. I'm guessing because Traveler's Tales has managed to able to reuse the actual engine from the forms of Crash Twinsanity. You know, the one level that Crash and Dr. Neo Cortex managed to able to roll around each other was actually cute for one-off thing, but make the entire game based around with this engine though? Nah, it doesn't work like that. So, but what makes the PSP version a lot worse than the forms of the other 2 versions is the frame rate. Dear lord, the frame rate drops significantly. Especially in some levels cases like, well, I believe it's actually the tongue twister level, if I recall correctly, that the frame rate is horrible. Which, yeah, just avoid this game. Just avoid this game. Just move on, and I just want to move on to the next game. Just avoid those. but things starts to get alright and such. To be more specifically, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz for the Nintendo Wii also came out in 2006, and for I played it, I found it alright. Although not the best, but it does have some issues. To be more specifically, it has more guardrails and makes the levels a lot easier in comparison to the old school Monkey Ball games. And also that, well, boss fights are a bit unnecessary. I mean, to be fair, to make things a little bit more new and all that stuff though. And also there's some crap ton of party games. This is the only Monkey Ball game to able to feature the biggest selection of party games. Although that most of these mini games are a mixed bag, and some of them are quite good, and some of them are the worst. So in this case, that yeah, the trombone one is really rubbish. But the redeemable quality about this game is that this game does have its really good music, especially with Smooth Sharped World. That is by far the best soundtrack ever. And also we introduced to two new characters, which is Yen Yen, which is my personal favorite, and Doctor, which I rarely use it that much. But yeah, if you're looking for a pretty decent Monkey Ball game, well, I highly suggest you rent it. But then if not, then you probably gonna have to able to skip it if you prefer the originals though. Well, unless if you really want to skip the party games, that's the only solution I can probably best describe this. So yeah, it's decent. But it wasn't until whenever we get into 2010, because 2007, 8, and 9, we didn't even get any single Super Monkey Ball game. Well, technically there is one Super Monkey Ball game on the iPhone, but it's been removed since then. But let's jump right ahead to 2010, where not only do we get ourselves the Super Monkey Ball game on the iPhone, known as Super Monkey Ball 2, or it's later known renamed Super Monkey Ball Shukadoo Edition, which I'll show it off afterwards. But here it is, right here, before that. Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. For the longest time, this was actually one of my least favorite Super Monkey Ball games I've ever played. But I will have to admit though, after going back to this though, I enjoyed it for a bit. Well, not the best still, but it does have some really good stuff there. To be more specifically, the level themes are very good. Well, to be more specifically Far East, because that is the most uniquest one. And some of these levels are alright, even though that the stupid block system is really getting my nerves at points. And although uniquest selling point to this game in particular is the usage of the Wii balance board, which I rarely use most of my time. But it actually introduced 20 multiplayer mini games, but you know, some of them makes a return from Banana Blitz, but there are some new ones like, you know, the climbing the ladder minigame, and also the lunge, and also sumo and skydiving minigame. Yeah, that seems alright. So, yeah, I think this is an alright installment. Not the best, but at least the music is alright, even though except the Final World's music, which I can't stand. But, yeah, this is an alright installment. Before that, there was another Super Monkey Ball game, but on the iOS phone devices. At the moment, we can only play this particular game as of now, because the first game has been entirely removed from the iOS shop. But at the very least, this game was actually based off from Super Monkey Ball 2 on the iOS devices back in the day in 2010, or something like that. And as you can see, there we got ourselves a Sakura edition, which actually contains Far East ever since Step and Roll. And for I play it, it's actually alright, even though the character models do look really weird during gameplay. But at the very least, some of these worlds are heavily borrowed from Banana Blitz, so what do you expect by this point? So because of that, yeah, I might able to do this Let's Play sometime. Not now though, but eventually. So either way though, at least thankfully this game is for free thanks to the forms of Sega Forever lineup. So kudos to you Sega Forever, because I appreciate about that, because back in the day you have to pay like few quid in order to buy it. So yeah, probably you can, you know, recommend it I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this particular game here. The 3DS managed to able to get its launch title for that specific system, and honestly, this is without doubt my second least favorite game in the entire series. Super Monkey Ball 3D. What can I say about this game? Well, at least the actual Monkey Ball gameplay is alright. I mean, surely it's not the greatest. Like, specifically, the game itself is way too easy. Although the redeemable quality about the game is the 3D effect is really good. Even for its time, when this, this game first came out for about, over 10 years ago. So, yeah, that seems wild. But, aside from that though, the amount of content is bare bones, and also you only get 2 minigames this time around. Monkey Race, which is more accurately similar to Mario Kart, and Monkey Fight, which inspires Super Smash Bros. And those 2 minigames are the worst aspect of the game, because it feels unbalanced, controls can be incredibly unvisible, and it's just not that fun to play with those 2 minigames. But the Monkey Ball mode is decent, despite the lack of difficulty. Easily the easiest Monkey Ball games in the series. But, right next to Super Monkey Ball Adventure, this is overall my least favorite Super Monkey Ball game now, just because of how the fact that it feels lacking in content, which, even then though, I think you should probably pass this, unless, if you're the Monkey Ball fan like myself, Thankfully, things get a bit better in 2012, which only came out on the obscure PlayStation Vita, Super Monkey Ball Banana Splitz. And what do I think about this game? It's actually a lot better than I was expecting compared to the forms of Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll and Super Monkey Ball 3D. For one thing, it brings back the forms of the classic routes, to be more specifically makes any levels a lot more challenging and difficult this time around, which I appreciate that. And most of these party games are alright, like some of them new and some of them returned, like Monkey Target, which I honestly admit I actually appreciate about that stuff. And this is the most recent release, well, according to the forms of new games, not so much the forms of ports or remakes, but this is the only current Super Monkey Ball game release on the new Monkey Ball games installment-wise. So, yeah, the only downside to this though is that it's on the PlayStation Vita. Why can't they just re-release this on modern systems like PS4 or Nintendo Switch or Xbox One? But either way though, it just knows what it is. So I think you should probably give this one a chance, or give this a shot. Even though, mind you, that most people seem to don't care about the PlayStation Vita anymore because, it's a miserable failure system, which is a bit of a shame. And finally, in Journey Forms of 2019, which has been 7 years since the last release of Super Monkey Ball, but it's actually a remake to an alright game. But we got 3 versions of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. One for the Switch, one on the Xbox One, which is my most recent purchase, and Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD on the PS4. And, yeah, this remaster is okay. I mean, it's not the best remasters I've ever played, but it suddenly feels a little bit downgraded compared to the forms of the original Wii version. Like, for one, they managed to cut down 40 party games and then managed to able to make it up to 10 minigames this time around, which is a little bit of a downgraded compared to the Wii version, but I'm sure enough it does have some decent party games to able to actually just to make it stay put in the HD remaster. But aside from all that stuff though, the actual game is pretty much exactly the same as the original Wii version with updated visuals, and also the only good thing about this game though is that it actually includes Sonic the Hedgehog as a playable character, which is pretty awesome if I have to say so for myself. But yeah, I think this is alright. I mean, the music itself usually heavily borrows from the past Super Monkey Ball games, most notably because of licensing issues, so they can't be bothered able to bring back the Banana Blitz music into this. So, but thankfully they at least kept Smooth Sherbet the best song in the game, which I honestly understand. So, yeah, just give this a shot if you really want to able to play Super Monkey Ball. But I'm really hoping they'll able to actually fix the some problems with this until when the next Super Monkey Ball game came around on the next generation of consoles eventually. So there you have it folks, that is it for my entire Super Monkey Ball game collection as for this point for the celebration of the 20th anniversary of the Super Monkey Ball series. since I'm a huge fan of the series, and I appreciate it for Able to actually just become a huge Super Monkey Ball fanatic, even after when I was a kid. And yeah, everything else, all things considered. Even though, mind you, there are some missing stuff, which, mind you, that they're no longer in the forms of to the public websites anymore, which just kind of sucks, honestly. But for its time though, I actually still adore the series, and I'm really hoping they're able to make the new game in the series as of now. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. So hope you guys enjoyed this collection, and this is me, Maxi, from the likes of the Maxi Toys. And until then, we'll see you guys until eventually the next installment from the likes of my video game collection video at some point in the future. So see you then, bye, and happy Super Monkey Ball 20th anniversary. So, yeah.